It's summertime, it's hot, and you want to wear shorts. But aren't they casual? So when can you wear them, and what style of shorts looks best on your body type? So let's start things off with the question, when to wear shorts. Shorts are casual. So if you've got a meeting with a bunch of lawyers and consultants talking about a multi-million-dollar merger, guess what? You don't want to wear shorts. It's just not appropriate, not something that you want to show up wearing. But guess what? There are alternatives. You could wear chinos, or maybe a little bit too casual for chinos. Maybe you simply want to wear tropical weight wool trousers. It's a great option not many men know about, and they will both keep you cool. The point is, shorts are casual wear. So if it's a formal meeting, if it's a business casual meeting, you probably don't want to be wearing shorts. You want to wear shorts to a pool party, to the beach. If you're going to be going to the gym, that's where they're appropriate. If you're going to be walking around town, going out to Disneyland, those are the times to wear shorts. A safe rule of thumb, if you're uncertain whether or not shorts are appropriate, they're probably not, so wear something else. Next up, let's talk about fit. So I've said fit is king, and I will stress this even harder on shorts. Here's the thing. Poor fitted shorts, the wrong size shorts, shorts that are too wide, too long, too loose, are just going to look bad. Shorts that are too tight are going to look horrible and are probably a hazard that you need to avoid at all costs. Point being, you've got to nail the fit on the shorts. Now, I'm not going to say that you need to go out there and get a custom or bespoke pair, but I am going to say that you need to be picky when you're looking for shorts. And when you find a brand, when you find a style that just works for you, looks amazing, don't be afraid to double down, pick up 2 to 3 pairs if you wear a lot of shorts, because this is something that, if you can nail the fit, the shorts will just look so much better on you. So in general, when we're looking for fit, we're looking for a tailored fit. If you're a thinner man, you want shorts that fit you closer to the body and proportionally give you a bit of room. What you don't want to have is, if you're a thin man, shorts that are way too large. You've got about 6 inches of excess fabric around the leg. This is going to do you no favors. You also want to be careful about elastic bands. Great on swim trunks, but if they're not swim trunks, you want to be careful, because basically what that causes is bunching in and around the hips. You do not want the bunching in and around the hips. You can maybe have a little bit when you've got a full-length pair of trousers, because the whole trouser length will proportionally kind of cover that up. But you have no room for error on shorts. So whenever you've got that big excess room around the hips, it makes it look like you're wearing a diaper. And let's talk about those bottoms. So if you've got way excess material on the bottom, you see this on a lot of cheaper shorts, all that does is make it look like you got a lot of extra leg room, and it creates basically this wide shape, so it makes you look like you're wearing a skirt. So in general, you don't want shorts that flare out at the bottom, have tons of excess material in and around the hips, and do not have an elastic band. The only exception to this, if you're a bigger guy, heavier guy, then maybe look for shorts that actually have side bands, and basically these stretch out. I see them on a wide variety of different styles out there, and I think that's fine, especially if you gain and lose weight or you're a little bit hefty in the midsection. Now let's talk about the length of your shorts. How long should your shorts be? What is the perfect length? So there isn't a perfect length. I will say in general, I like to see shorts above the knee about 2 to 3 inches, but this depends on the proportions, because if you're 6'2", you're going to be closer to 3 inches. If you're 5'2", much closer to 2 inches, and probably not anything beyond that. In fact, you could go 1.5 inches above the knee and probably be fine. It's all about proportions. What we're looking for here is just a good overall look that comes above the knee. If it goes below the knee or is at the knee, all of a sudden we're getting into jort territory, and I'm not going to recommend that. But you don't want to have shorts that are too long. They just are going to look too long, and it's going to cut your legs in half. We're going for the rule of thirds. Basically, about 1/3 of your leg is going to be covered by the fabric, and then 2/3 are basically going to be exposed. Now, the common lengths of shorts that we're going to see: 3 inches, 5 inches, 7 inches, and 9 inches. Both 3 and 9 inches, pretty rare, but if you're a taller guy, a bigger guy, 9 inches may work just fine for you. 3 inches, maybe for swimwear for a shorter guy, and 5 inches is what we're going to see on a lot of swimwear, and then 7 inches is probably going to be the most common measurement we see for shorts out there. Now, is it worth actually getting that adjusted? I think if you're a shorter guy and the shorts are just a bit too long, cutting off 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch can make a big difference. And I alluded to this, but usually shorter shorts are going to be athletic shorts, are going to be swim trunks. Longer shorts, these are going to be the ones that you're going to see, okay, you can wear with a button down, you can wear with a t-shirt. This is going to be your more casual wear. In summary, gents, fit is king. So buy shorts that fit you. And if you find shorts that are really close, and if they just had a minor adjustment, they would fit so much better, don't be afraid to take them to your tailor. Now, gents, as detailed as today's video is when it comes to shorts, it does not cover everything. Yes, I didn't get into performance shorts. I'm not going to have time to talk about jean shorts, and I'm not going to talk about all the different things that you can wear with shorts. But if you want that information, use the link down in the description to go over to the free article I've got for you at Real Men Real Style. You see, all these videos I make here on my channel, I always put together support articles, which go into a lot more detail, actually oftentimes provide infographics like this one right here. So you can go over and you can check out all this infographic information about shorts so you can quickly get the information to look good in shorts this summer. All right, so now let's talk about materials. First up, we've got cotton, and that makes sense because cotton is durable. It's been around for a long time, it's functional, and it is inexpensive. About 90% of the shorts manufactured throughout the world are going to be made from cotton. Now, the most common cotton is going to be similar to what we see in chinos, which is going to be a twill weave. This is a dense, tight weave that actually can be made relatively lightweight, but it's not going to be the most breathable. But you don't need shorts to necessarily be breathable because guess what? Air is flowing up and around the leg area. So yeah, you're getting enough air in there. But if you want something more breathable, then look to Madras. Madras comes out of India. It's very lightweight. And that is one of the issues with Madras. It will fall apart eventually after a few years if you wear it a lot. But when it comes to breathability, you really can't beat it, except you can when it comes to seersucker, another cotton material that seersucker is sewn. It's a three-dimensional weave that basically allows air to flow in and out. Twill does not, it blocks the air. What you're going to see with seersucker is that the air and Madras, it flows back and forth. But in any case, both of those are just not going to be as durable. So that's why I do think twill is going to be the most common one you see out there. And twill, when it comes to cotton shorts, is going to look the most formal. This is where you're going to see your khaki colors. You're going to see your navy colors. You're going to see a wide range. It's the most common color out there. And I think for most men is a great way just to go with the shorts. Next up, we've got man-made fabrics, also known as technical fabrics. These are going to be ones like polyester, nylon, spandex. This is all about performance. So this is why they're going to dominate in the swimwear, in athletic wear, sports shorts, running shorts. That's where you want to go for these type of shorts. If you're going to be lounging in shorts though all day, these aren't really breathable, so you don't want to be gravitating towards these. There are exceptions to the rule, and I know some companies make these performance shorts which are incredibly breathable. Point is, you need to be looking for it. They're incredibly cheap. They're also pretty darn durable, hence why so many companies gravitate towards them. But when it comes down to it, understand that this is more geared towards basically athletic wear. And let's not forget about linen and wool. So linen is going to be more breathable than cotton, but it also is going to attract wrinkling. If you're going to get linen shorts, look for something that has a very tight weave. That's going to be more resistant to wrinkling. And if you're looking at wool shorts, it's probably going to be the most luxurious, and you want to make sure it's a very nice, tightly woven wool that isn't going to have any type of itch to it. Wool shorts, though, in general are pretty rare, but I think if you can find a great pair, just be careful about how you treat them, how you wash them, how you take care of them. So now let's talk about shorts and the colors that you should choose. For me, shorts are like a canvas. You're going to paint on this with your shirt, with all the other accessories you're wearing, with your shoes. That's what you want to draw attention to, not so much the shorts. So I like to keep them simple, plain, muted. For me, one of the best colors is gray. Over 50 shades of gray, right guys? Light gray, medium gray, dark gray, charcoal gray, so many different shades that you can go with. And black, you can even argue, no, black's not a gray. And black, I think, is a little bit too stark of a contrast with other things that you're wearing. But to each his own. I do think that navy is a good dark color that you could go with. And there's a wide variety of different blues. You can go with true blue, you can go with light blue, medium blue. And speaking of lighter blues and medium blues, what about pastel colors? Those are great options as well. And you can even bring in salmon, so kind of like a pink. You can also bring in browns. I'm a huge fan of all the variety of browns that we see out there, from tan to khaki to even darker browns. Now, what about brighter colors? Can you bring in a green? Yes, I think, again, in a pastel color, like a mint. And it is something that you can have fun. But again, with shorts, for me, it's something that I'm not really trying to draw attention to that part of my body. I'm simply just going for something that's going to work with other items in my wardrobe. Now, what about patterns? Well, if you see Madras, you're going to know that, yes, patterns are all over in color, and boldness are part of that design. But in general, if you want to go with a window pane, you can do it, but understand those shorts are not going to be very interchangeable in your wardrobe. You can maybe wear them a few times during the summer, especially if you wear them with a plain shirt. But in general, I'm going to recommend that you keep your patterns to a down low. A small repeating pattern, such as a twill or a herringbone, is perfectly fine. No one's going to notice. But in general, yeah, keep the patterns simple. Now, what about socks? Well, gents, I know you've got an opinion on this, so I want to hear from you down in the comments. My thoughts are, in general, go with no-show socks, especially if you're going to pull off a look with loafers. I like that look, but yeah, some of you guys may have a different opinion. And what about cargo shorts? Well, gentlemen, check out this video right here to find out my opinion on cargo shorts. And the question is, am I joking in this video or am I for real?